The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
The decisions that the committee makes will be data dependent.
Will be data dependent. That's all she used to say to us. Remember, it's data dependent. And we ended up with some of the worst data, fundamentals. I mean, terrible. I mean, look at what we're getting for durable goods. Those are big items that you hang on to 5-6 years, like big screen TVs. That's a great indicator. Tells you how good the economy is doing. When they're selling big items, appliances, dropping through the cellar. I mean, go on and on with the bad economic news. Factory orders. I mean, you just go on. And she raised rates. So think about it. We've raised rates not even 1% in 10 years or 8 years. And you can't keep, I said to my gang this morning, I said, I don't think you're going to see a raise rate. Or I don't think you're going to see a hike in rates. So I said to him this morning, my gang. Because how in the hell can she or anyone expect to raise rates when Obama left behind, when he left the Oval Office, he left behind a legacy of growing debt much faster, much larger than economic growth. You can't keep increasing your debt faster than you're growing the economy. It makes no sense. Sometimes it catches up to you. I mean, it's just stupid to think you could do something like that. Keep increasing our debt faster than how fast our economy is growing. We got a 0.7% growth rate for the quarter, 1.8% for 8 years. It's impossible. Because as soon as you keep increasing the debt faster than the economy's growth, then you're going to start experiencing massive defaults. And nobody talks about that. And I kept saying, you watch. The reason, think about it. If you go back and you look at when we had the housing con, and when we started out in 2003, and the financial con, and how they raised rates after we had the dot-com crash. When we had the dot-com crash that started in 2001, dropped to 2002, the big crash. Then we came out of that crash. They used housing to come out of that crash. And on the way up, Greenspan, remember, he did something like, 27 rate hikes. 27 rate hikes. Over what? I think over a 2-year period, just 2 years, he did 17 rate hikes to bring the Fed rate from then an all-time low of 1% to 5.2%. You go from 2009 to 2017, 8 years, raised rates 3 times, not even 1%. So what does that tell you? She knows she's been lying. She knows if you're looking at, and for 8 years, she raised rates less than 1%, 3 times. And Greenspan raised rates over 2 years, 17 times. See, because Greenspan knew he wasn't growing debt faster than economic growth. Because remember, at that time, the economy was growing If you start and go back with Clinton and go all the way up to Bush, you were averaging about 3.5% between the two. Obama, you take since 2009 to today, 1.8. So you can see you can raise rates when the economic growth is 3.5%, and he did 17 times. She only did it 3 times. And 3 times, are you kidding me? Remember, he did it 17 times. He went from 1 to 5.5%. She went from 0.25% to 0.75%. So the proof is there that she's been lying, and everybody's been lying how well this economy's been doing by the sheer fact when you look at the rate hikes. She couldn't do it. It's impossible. You can't do it because you get these defaults, you get delinquencies. And that's what Greenspan and obviously when Greenspan raised his rates from 1% to 5.25% over 2 years, 17 rate hikes, he didn't have to worry about defaults because he was growing his economy faster than his debt. Obama, on the other hand, doing the opposite. And that causes credit stress, delinquencies. Remember, delinquency and defaults identifies credit stress. And since Yellen increased the Fed funds rate a mere 0.25 point, remember the last 0.25 point? The delinquency rate on commercial and industrial loans have increased 50%. Let me repeat that. That's why she can't raise rates. See, they've been lying and say, the economy's doing terrific. That's why we're going to raise rates. They've been always talking about how they're going to keep raising rates, but they never raised rates. Then when they finally raised rates, not even 1%, the commercial loans on just a 0.25%, a mere 0.25% point, commercial and industrial loans, the delinquencies hit 50%, increased 50%. We are now experiencing a flare-up in home mortgage defaults. Oh, you don't hear anybody talking about that either, do you? They don't talk about mortgage defaults. All they keep telling you is every stock is going to keep going up.
I think infrastructure has Home Depot up 20% in a year. Spring break is upon us. It means fast food restaurants are going to surge. McDonald's up 20%. Vodafone is a way to play it. I think it's up 20% in a year. Gilead Sciences had a bad earnings report, but they got a great pipeline. I own it. I think it's up 20%.
See, that's all they do. They sit there and tell you, buy. Everything's going to go up. Because here's what they know. Because they know this economy is so bad, because we are growing our debt faster than our economy, that they're continuing to bank on the quantitative easing that's still going on, where the banks print money and give it to the CEOs to buy their own shares. They print the money and they give it to the 5 of the 9 largest banks to buy stocks every day. And when the market goes down, like this morning, they come right back in. We were down this morning about 49 points. Now we're even again. That happens every day. Why? Because they got to prop the stock market up, hold it up here because of the derivatives we have. Trillions and trillions and like $230 trillion in derivatives the banks have on their books. But they did accounting tricks so they didn't have to report the derivatives, or because if they reported derivatives as their liability, it would show clearly that they were insolvent. So they changed the accounting rules in 2009 so they didn't have to report them as a liability. So they leave them off the books. Though that's why the banks look solvent when they're not. So to keep these derivatives, to hold these derivatives up for the bank, to prop them up, they got to keep the stock prices up on stocks. And they have to do the same thing with the pensions, with all the pensions, state pensions, federal pensions, all the different company pensions, corporate pensions. They have to prop them up. So that's why you're not seeing this big market crash. Oh, it's going to happen at some point. And when you start seeing these rate hikes, imagine a 0.25% point, the delinquency rate on commercial industrial loans increased 50%. You got to be nuts. That's why she's not in a hurry to raise rates. And she's been lying to us how great the economy is. Join my gang, Phil's gang, and follow me with my stocks. Do what I do.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years. Very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I love the new MV charts on Phil's software, and I'm making profits using them.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I love your new MV1, making lots of profits.
I love the chart. I'm limited with time, real good as far as just looking at whatever ticker tells me right away.
I've always enjoyed Phil's straightforwardness and talk about what's really going on.
The new MV1 and MV2 charting software. I particularly like the pre- and post-market candlesticks.
You guys have always been great on the service side. I can't say enough about the service side.
Don't wait. Sign up for Phil's Gang today. Give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
Hi, this is Ron from Washington State, and I subscribe to the Phil's Gang MV2, and I just wanted to let Phil know that right after the election, I made a $7,000 profit using the MV2 on Wells Fargo stock.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years, and very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I've been a long-time Phil subscriber, and I just want to recommend it to anybody out there. I think it's a wonderful tool and works very, very well.
Don't wait. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Recognized as an Axiom Business Award winner, the highly acclaimed Walter's Way book, authored by legendary businessman Walter Scheer, is now available in digital and audio formats at the philsgang.com Bud C store. Enjoy the stories of a relief kid who survived TB, corporate betrayal, bankruptcy, and still made millions and touched the lives of billions. Don't wait. Pick up the Walter's Way book in hardcover, digital, and in audio format at philsgang.com.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. We're offering the most powerful stock charts available on the market. The Max Best 1000 charts. Now, the difference between these charts and all the other charts is this follows the money. Yes, it gives you a buy-sell signal. I know you're going to say, well, they all do. No, not true. The difference with the Max Best is they follow the important money. The hedge funds, the biggest banks, the 401ks, the pension fund managers. That's the big difference. They're not following the emotion. That's what most charts do. They follow the money. That's what MaxVest does, follows the money. Check it out. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Oh, and the chart is low as $19.95 a month. For more information, just go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-GANG. We will see you on the charts.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
It took me a long time to be able to say Chandler has cancer, because that is such a scary word. When St. Jude finds something that works well with a certain cancer, they share that with everybody. And knowing that we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses, that's huge. We just have to worry about helping Chandler, and he's just my heart.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Performing technical analysis is no easy task for any investor unless conducted with a professional stock charting service. At Phil's Gang, we offer a choice of high-power, color-coded stock charts, all seamlessly integrated, so you can tackle the market the way you want to. The Phil's Gang Max Best 1000 Stock Charts. From Phil's Gang are high-performance HTML5 web-based charts that work on any browser and device, so you can put live streaming data and fully interactive charts in the palm of your hand. Phil Grandy designed the MV software to have the best features, and so far the early reviews have been great. You can plot charts on an intraday basis as well as on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, or annual basis. There is also a built-in watch list that you can customize to your liking. For more information, go to philsgang.com, philsgang.com, or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. Welcome back. This segment of the Phil's Gang Show is brought to you by the MV Stock Charts. For more information, go to philsgang.com.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. We're going to talk more about the rate hike and not having a rate hike, I should say, and why they've been lying to us. All of a sudden, they stopped. Remember they said they were going to have 3-4 more rate hikes? Well, they stopped because the economy is not there to do it. As I said, and I told my gang members this. I said, you can't keep doing this. They can't keep where the debt just keeps soaring and soaring and soaring, and we're not growing our economy. We're not creating jobs. When you don't create good jobs, you can't grow the economy, because you don't create good jobs, people don't have enough money to go consume. And when you got low-paying jobs, by the time you pay your health insurance, by the time you pay your rent, your student loans, all the things you need to pay, there's nothing left. They can't go out and consume. And that's why they get caught with credit cards. They use the credit card to subsidize the lack of their wages they get. And then all of a sudden, household incomes are in such debt, $12 trillion. That's more debt. So you can't have household debt at $12 trillion. You can't have the national debt at $20 trillion. And then have the economy grow 0.7%. Are you out of your mind? And you're going to raise rates into that? It starts with that's when the delinquencies show up. And that's why she backed off. And as I said, you take Greenspan during his rally, during the housing and financial boom, he raised rates over 2 years, something like 17, 20 times, and went from 1% to 5.25%. Because he could do it, because his economy was growing more than the debt. Obama, because he didn't care about growing the economy, he wanted to grow a welfare system instead. And he did that stupid health care system. So his debt just quadrupled. He created more debt than all the presidents combined, and he left that behind. So what's happening, all that debt, and he's not growing the economy, on B in 8 years, only could raise rates 0.75% in 8 years. And the last 0.25% she raised it, did so much damage on commercial real estate. Commercial real estate defaults went up over 50%, and industrial loans, the 50%. Can you imagine? So now we're experiencing a big flare-up in home mortgage defaults, up 66%. And I'll talk about that after we make some money.
The Phil's Gang Stock Corner is brought to you by the MaxVest 1000 Stock Charts.
Okay, here's my number, 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG to join my gang, or go to philsgang.com, go online and you can join. Follow me. I mean, I give people information that nobody else gives you. And more than that, you can follow me. And we have, as again, if you have time, you can take advantage of our online programs, all of our teaching. You can trade individual stocks. And we have a wonderful program for most of the people who don't have time to learn, don't have time to dedicate to it, but they know they're in trouble. They don't have enough for retirement. And what I let you do is follow me. And I let you follow me in individual stocks. But where you should be following me are exchange-traded funds. I have 3 exchange-traded funds, and you follow me, and you do exactly what I do in those 3 exchange-traded funds. Now, since we started this program, okay, the stock market's been going sideways for about 46 days. We're waiting for a stock market to break out so we can make some money, and it'll happen. Right now, the market's going sideways. We had a one-day rally. We went sideways for about 40 days, 45 days, and then we had the French rally. Remember last Sunday? Week ago Sunday, we had that one-day rally, and it stopped, and the stock market's going sideways again. The market has stopped because they want to see what the president is going to do as far as his health care bill and what he is going to do as far as the tax cuts. So in the meantime, with all this going on, and the economy's not growing, what do? Well, we can't sit back and wait. We got to create wealth because we have a retirement crisis. So this is a way for you to create wealth. And again, especially if you're so busy you can't learn, you don't have time, just follow what I'm doing. Just mimic what I'm doing in the exchange traded funds that I'm involved with, and just be patient. You don't have to stay in them. If it's not working for you, fine, get out. But I like people at least try it, stay in the same funds for a year so that you can maximize your gains. It's not day trading. These are exchange traded funds. You want to stay in them. Now, if you don't want to stay in them, that's fine. By the way, you don't give me the money. This is not a fund where you send me money. What you do is just go online, and then you buy the same fund I have and just mimic what I do. Okay, let's take a look at what's going on. This is why the charting works. When everything gets screwed up and people don't know which way the market's going to go, then what you do is take a stock like FE. FE. Now, FE is a utility. Now, the utilities, when interest rates are going to go up, they're very sensitive to interest rates and they start falling. So some of my gang members were in FE and it was going up about 3%. Over 8 days, it was up about 3%. Then finally they got a signal, it turned red. The institutions started to pull their money out, which was a great thing. But then what they learned, my gang, is how to, when they get the red, the candlesticks turn red, it's a sell signal to turn around and change your position and sell it. And it dropped 11%. So not only did they save the 3% gain they had, but they picked up another 11% by selling it short. So easy to do. Just follow me, that's all. Then another one we had was Merck. And Merck, same thing. You're trying to protect, but while you're protecting, for example, my gang was protecting a 6% gang in Merck. The gang members who invest in Merck all the time. And same thing. All of a sudden, it turned red because you're watching the institution money. And the institutional money came out, and they saw it coming out. But not only were they able to protect their 6%, like protecting in FE the 3%, but they also made another 6% in Merck by shorting it. And one last one, RIG. That's oil. We love oil service stocks, don't we, gang? We love oil service stocks. We make money on oil service stocks. Same thing happened. Started out, was going up 6%. Bang, all of a sudden it turns red, and it dropped 16%. And we were able to catch that 16%. This is the program you should try. 877-600-GANG. Be right back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Are you ready to get serious about your financial future? Reduce your debt, pay off those student loans, and prepare for retirement. Taking control of your finances can be intimidating, but with philsgang.com, you will be educated and guided to make smart investment decisions in the stock market. If the market is up or down, philsgang.com is the only source where you'll learn how to trade stocks and how to invest in the stock market using professional-level skills and strategies. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of Phil's Gang. I got a great opportunity for those people who are disgusted with the market, who don't have time to learn. What you do is follow me in the exchange-traded fund that I'm invested in. Every day you go to my site and you can see exactly what I am doing with my investment, and you can mimic me. Nobody else dares do that. Join the gang, philsgang.com.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Phil Grandy is a career businessman who has also been an entrepreneur all his life. He has used his business skills to take companies on the abyss of bankruptcy and bringing them back to profitability. Phil has been honored by Inc. magazine for the 500 fastest growing privately held companies and has been recognized with a prestigious Entrepreneur of the Year award. From the real estate to gas and oil industries to the stock market, Phil Grandy has mastered his line of business from start to finish. And with a passion and desire to make you a profitable investor, only Phil teaches you and guides you to make informed, unemotional investment decisions. And you'll gain the knowledge of what Wall Street doesn't want you to know. If you want to learn from the best and strengthen your ability to invest, Then turn to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com. Simply call Phil's Gang at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. Phil's Gang offers one of the best collections of charts available on the internet. We built the Max Best software to have the best features, and so far, the early reviews have been great. So don't just be an investor, be a Max investor with Phil's Gang Max Investor 1000 stock charts. For more information, simply go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
It took me a long time to be able to say Chandler has cancer, because that is such a scary word. St. Jude takes care of absolutely everything. And knowing that we don't have to pay for all of the medical expenses, that's huge.
St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
St. Jude is uniquely positioned to advance the cures of pediatric cancer, I think better than any other institution in the world. The contributions make a big difference.
Donors are important to us because you get the feeling that you have a team behind you. We have the resources and we have the focus. And so if St. Jude doesn't do it, who will?
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Are you ready to get serious about your financial future? You know, reduce your debt, pay off those student loans, and prepare for retirement. Taking control of your finances can be intimidating, but with philsgang.com, you will be educated and guided to make smart investment decisions in the stock market. If the market is up or down, philsgang.com is the only source where you'll learn how to trade stocks and how to invest in the stock market using professional-level skills and strategies. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Let me ask you, could you use a little extra money? Well, of course you could. Everybody could use that extra revenue to pay the bills, pay down debt, or save for retirement. With philsgang.com, we help you make that extra income in the stock market. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team have helped folks who are interested in learning short-term and long-term investing by providing professional-level charting skills and strategies. philsgang.com is your #1 source to learn, invest, and profit in the stock market. And you can do this for only $39.95 a month. With philsgang.com, you learn how to invest in the market. You get daily investment coaching guidance, and you will learn to invest and trade with the skills and confidence of the pros. Just log on and get daily investment instructions and make profits. Plus, all philsgang.com material is archived for your convenience. Go to philsgang.com to join or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Call today.
Welcome back. This segment of the Phil's Gang Show is brought to you by the MV Stock Charts. For more information, go to philsgang.com.
If you look at the economy as a whole, you talk about the unemployment rate and job creation and GDP growth and all those things, you know, the recovery's been pretty good.
Welcome to Phil's Gang. This is the same guy who told us there would never be a point where house prices would ever drop. We would never have a housing bust. So why would we be so... We could be that stupid to listen to him again? Welcome back to Phil's Gang. Look, Aunt B today said she will not raise rates. She has raised, remember, in 8 years, rates just 3 times. Not even a full percent. And the last 0.25%, because we are creating more debt. We got this crushing debt. And by the way, this crushing debt will still stifle the growth. The Trump tax cuts are not going to help. Believe me, and I'll explain that in a minute. But this crushing debt escalating, yet our economy is not, is creating defaults. 0.25% defaults and delinquencies on commercial and industrial loans went up 50%. 0.25%, that last 0.25%. We are now experiencing a flare-up in home mortgage defaults. Do you know that? You're not going to hear CNBC talk about that. That's why you want to join my gang. Not only can you follow me where it's transparent, where you follow me in my exchange-traded funds, do exactly what I do. I mean, you get good information. Now, have you heard anybody talk about this? Who did you ever hear on CNBC talk about the flare-up in the home mortgage defaults? Home mortgage defaults are up 66% after they peaked in 2010. But as I said back then, in 2010, the foreclosure crisis was never solved. I said they never solved it. Just like we never had a recovery. They keep talking about how we had this economic recovery. We never had a recovery. We had a propping up of the economy with zero rates. We propped it up. We pumped it up. We held it up with Scotch tape with zero rates, giving the banks free money, giving CEOs free money to buy their own stocks back. We never solved the thing, and we never solved the foreclosure problems. They just, remember, Obama just kicked the can down the road. I said this back then. I said, this is going to grow, this is going to bite us down the way around 2015 to 2017, and it has. Think about it. The $80 billion in home equity loans, the second mortgage interest-only payments that homeowners took out during the bubble years. They're using their home as an ATM machine to go out and spend. That's where that dope Bush Jr. said, go out and spend. It's the American way. And people wouldn't. They took all the equity out of their homes. You never take your equity out of their homes. Now they took all that equity. It's gone. They never put it back in. They never stopped. Now here's what's going on with these mortgages. They're coming due. That interest-only feature stopped. The principal payments started kicking in the last part of 2014. No more just interest. Now it's principal. It's got to be paid back. And it's adding thousands and thousands of dollars to payments, and people can't afford the payments. Why? Because we have no economic growth. We have no wage growth. Wages aren't going up. So you got to now start paying your principal, but your wages haven't gone up, but inflation's gone up. You're paying more for everything. And because the dollar's weak, you got less buying power. That's another thing that's stupid, keeping the dollar weak. Sure, it helps 600 companies, our big national companies, to go across the ocean and sell their stuff. But it doesn't help the 700,000 small businesses, the engine of our economy. Doesn't help. And it doesn't help the consumer. So here we are. We're increasing the debt faster than our economic growth. Now this stuff comes due. And foreclosure rates are up 35% on those. It started 2014. The payments, the interest was gone. You got to pay principal. Those payments are up. Those foreclosures are up 35%. Because Obama increased that faster than economic growth. Therefore, jobs didn't grow. And the jobs he did grow stunk. He says 11 million jobs, he brags. He never created 11 million jobs, but let him have them all, because they all stink anyways. They're all lousy jobs. They're all healthcare jobs and waitress and bartender jobs, lousy jobs. So now that people have to pay the principal, the economy didn't grow, wages didn't grow, they can't afford these increased payments. Then there's another problem. How about the HAMP program? See, they never fixed the foreclosure problem. And I screamed about that back then. Remember HAMP, that provided just a temporary interest rate relief to you. Remember? You get just a temporary interest rate relief. Then after 5 years, that relief ran out. And it wasn't, and you can't sign up for it again. And that interest rate went up about 1% each year. All those resets began in 2015. Here we are in 2017. 78.9% of the people in the HAMP program are delinquent. And here's the worst news. 65% of those homes in the HAMP program are still underwater. See, this was never solved. Then how about the mortgage forgiveness debt? This is the one that's going to really screw everybody. Remember the Mortgage Forgiveness Debt Relief Act that expired in 2013? That's not going to be extended. Remember, they're not going to be, this relief act that expired in 2013, it's not going to be removed. That means all the mortgage relief given to borrowers, when they said, okay, you can take $10,000 off your mortgage or $20,000 off your mortgage. Well, now you got to pay for that. It's getting treated as earned income tax. You got to pay tax. borrowers now have huge tax bills because of the Mortgage Forgiveness Relief Act. You remember that one? You're supposed to you could cut a deal, but now that deal you cut, you're $10,000 lower, or you cut a deal by 20. You got to pay that now. It's all due this year on taxes. You got your tax bill this year, April. It's all due. So think of all these things. So you got the Mortgage Forgiveness Relief Act. You got HAMP that's kicked in. And you got all those interest-only mortgages that you went out and borrowed more money on your house to use it as an ATM machine. Pay interest-only, low rates. Those are all coming due, but nobody's talking about that. And so the problem is, during all these years, while that was happening, didn't Obama look forward and say, wait a minute, we got the Mortgage Forgiveness Debt Relief Act. They're going to have to pay a whole bunch of taxes come around 2015. We got the HAMP program. That temporary relief we gave them back in 2006, that's now all going to be resetting in 2015. And worse, we got all the home equity loans that was only interest only. Those all coming due. They got to pay interest. We better create some jobs, good jobs, so the wages go up. Didn't happen, did it? Did not happen. Well, how do you do that? Simple. You got to give money to the CEOs. Have got to take their money, their profits, and plow it back into companies. But they're not going to plow it back into company. And you know what? Trump can cut taxes all he wants to these guys. He can cut taxes from 35% to 15%. They're not going to plow it back into their companies so that productivity goes up, wages go up, and our economy grows to 3.5%. He thinks it's going to. It's not going to happen because the CEOs aren't going to do it. Because no CEO, I talked about this yesterday, if you own a business, I don't care if you're small or large, and you sell shoes, and you sell the same amount of shoes this year as you did last year or less, why would you invest $5,000 to revamp your store, modernize your store, would you? No, you'd put the $5,000 in your pocket. Would you go buy new machinery? Of course you're not going to, because you're not going to gain. There's no new consumption out there. Consumption comes with wage increases. So he's got to say to these CEOs, I'm going to cut your taxes from 39% or 35% to 15%. However, you got to pour that money back in. And if you don't, your taxes go up 50% from 35%. You got to force them. It's not in there. Isn't that ridiculous? That's pretty stupid, isn't it? So the big problem is we never had the jobs. We never created the jobs. Never. Unbelievable. Hey, here, 877-600-GANG. Call right now and join my gang and follow me in the same stocks that I'm invested. You follow me in the same exchange-traded funds. Do exactly what I did.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. philsgang.com. What are people saying?
Hi, this is Ron from Washington State, and I subscribe to the Phil's Gang MV2, and I just wanted to let Phil know that right after the election, I made a $7,000 profit using the MV2 on Wells Fargo stock.
Complete guidance and professional education for investors who want to succeed in the stock market.
I've been in the financial business myself about 24 years and very much enjoy the software program for the charts.
I've been a long-time Phil's subscriber, and I just want to recommend it to anybody out there. I think it's a wonderful tool and works very, very well.
Don't wait. For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
If you're looking to make extra income, if you're looking to pay off bills and plan for your retirement, then check out philsgang.com. Philsgang.com is an online educational service that informs you, coaches you, and guides you on how to invest in the stock market. Get daily advice to buy stocks, short stocks, and learn when to get out of your positions. Philsgang.com provides daily webinars, alerts, educational tutorials, and all material is archived. For more information, go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. We're offering the most powerful stock charts available on the market. The Max Vest 1000 charts. Now, the difference between these charts and all the other charts is this follows the money. Yes, it gives you a buy-sell signal. I know you're going to say, well, they all do. No, not true. The difference with the max vest is they follow the important money, the hedge funds, the biggest banks, the 401ks, the pension fund managers. That's the big difference. They're not following the emotion. That's what most charts do. They follow the money. That's what MaxVest does, follows the money. Check it out. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Oh, and the chart is low as $19.95 a month. For more information, just go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-GANG. We will see you on the charts.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
To be able to just get my son to St. Jude and not think about how we will pay for it, it just takes so much weight off of my family. St. Jude allowed me to focus on being a mom to Bryce. And sometimes I'm just in awe of the impact St. Jude has, not only on this community, but the world.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
To many, the stock market is shrouded in mystery. When do I buy? What is the stop loss? Should I invest on earnings? Is it time to sell? At Phil's Gang, we want to clear the investing fog for you. We want to make you an educated, confident investor and ultimately a profitable investor. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the Phil's Gang team have been dedicated to teaching, guiding, and answering your investment questions. And with our new Phil's Gang website and customer support messaging system, we are available when you need us to answer your questions. philsgang.com can be accessed from your home, office, or any location where internet is available. Plus, you never miss a beat because all material is archived. From beginner to seasoned investor, Phil Grandy has been helping thousands of people learn about the stock market and producing smart investing strategies. Whether you're preparing for retirement or looking to secure your financial future, learn, invest, and profit with Phil's Gang. That's philsgang.com. For more information, call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
You write that Donald Trump shocked the world, those are your words, by defeating Hillary Clinton with his dystopian assessment of the U.S. economy. What was dystopian about it?
Well, in some ways it was odd because in many ways the U.S. economy is doing pretty well. I mean, we've created 16 million jobs since 2009. The unemployment rate went from 10% down to 4.5%.
That's all a lie. That's all a lie. The 11 million jobs suck. They're all terrible jobs. If you want to be a waitress, a bartender, a healthcare provider, that's fine, yeah. If you want to be a burger flipper, that's fine. That's all, sure, a little more than minimum wage. 11 million of those jobs. But no manufacturing jobs, no big construction jobs. Yeah, there's just no drilling jobs. Are you kidding me?
I am going to ask you about the Fed balance sheet. You've written about this. You seem calm about it. Are you calm about it intellectually?
Yeah, no, I'm quite calm. I mean, I think.
Yeah, he's quite calm because now he's working for some company. For I forget what bank it is, making like $3 million a year. He's not involved. Yeah, this guy's a phony. He was a dope. Look what he did. He caused, with the rest of those dope, the stock market crash, the housing crash. He should have been raising rates so that the housing market wasn't going crazy. And all those, you know the whole thing. I don't have to go over it. Look, he says the economy's good. Are you nuts? I don't think so. The economy's good, then why have investors yanked out $9 billion from the bank stocks? See, and that's the beautiful thing about following me. I'll know this. You don't have to worry about it. Look, I'm not telling you I make money every day. Look, when you do an exchange-traded fund, you have to be engaged, and I tell the people who join, I'm not saying for a stock, an individual stock, but if you're a person who's busy, instead of doing a 401k, like you're engaged with 401k for 10 years, for God's sakes, 20 years. I'm saying for 1 year, you're engaged. What does that mean? That means that you just follow me. You don't put money in a fund with me for a year. I don't have a fund. I have total transparency where I have the exchange traded fund. There's three of them I have right now: SDS, XLY, and UNG. One's a gas exchange traded fund, and XLI is industrials, and the other exchange traded fund is the spiders, where I got them set up where I got them right now trying to catch the short side. So right now I'm up about 7% on UNG. I'm down 2% on XLI. 3% XLI, and I'm down 2% at SDS. What's wrong with that? We've just been doing it for about 2 months now, and the market's been going sideways. It hasn't been going anywhere. But the key is, if you just stay calm, follow me, do exactly what I do. Do exactly what I do, and then focus for a year. Say, I'm going to stay with this for 1 year. I'm going to see this to the end. And just whatever money you want to put in, not in my fund, it's in your own fund. Okay, if you want to be in, let's say the three of them, you just go online, XLI, you buy a little bit of that, a little bit of UNG, and a little bit of STS, and then you just mimic what I do. But the beautiful thing is you're going to be doing as well when the stock market goes down as the stock market goes up. That's what I'm going to get you to, because you're going to follow me. When the market goes down, I'm going to be selling it short, so you do exactly what I do. And it takes just a couple minutes a day at night when you get home. Just 2 minutes, not even more than 2 minutes, because I do a video. Now, if you want to be more active and you want to do individual stocks and you want to be a big trader, we have the best programs in the country for that. But most of the people aren't set for individual stocks. You want to do the spiders. So here's the number, 877-600-GANG. Call now. Join the gang. It's $39.95, and then you just do what I do. Follow me for a month and don't do anything. Just see what I do. Okay, look. Let's talk about this great, the prosperity we're having, the great economy. Remember, they took $8.9 billion out of the banks. Investors yanked that out. This is the biggest yank we've had since June of last year. We haven't seen a yank since then. Now, the market has failed. They can't break out. It's having trouble to break out. It's trying. And they're going to do everything they can to break it up. If they do, that's fine. If they don't, it goes down, we're going to short it. But I still believe the new huge tax cuts and healthcare reform is going to stall. And we're going to get a correction, I don't think anymore, between 20 and 30% like I thought, but 5 to 10%. Why? Because the plunger team, the President's Working Council on Markets, who get together every day, they got to protect the pension funds that are missing $435 billion. And they got to also protect the banks with all the derivatives. Think about it. You got Deutsche Bank. It's the second largest investment bank in the world. It has assets of $2 trillion, but it has liabilities of $55 trillion. That means they're insolvent. But at the end of the crises in 2008, when the stock market crashed, Bernanke and that other guy, Hank Paulson, said, let's change the accounting rules so they don't have to show on their balance sheet the liabilities of the derivatives. So we can just show they got $2 trillion with very little liabilities, and we can take the TARP money and give them $3 trillion in TARP money, or $700 billion in TARP money, bail them out. Now think about it. You got banks. You got J.P. Morgan has $95 trillion in derivative debt. And each one of these banks are about the same size, around $2 trillion in assets. So they got $95 billion against $2 trillion. Bank of America has $37 trillion against $2 trillion. 2 trillion. 30, and then take Citigroup. They have $35 trillion in derivatives. Are you kidding me? Liabilities against $4 trillion in assets. They're all broke. But see, they're not broke because they take them off the balance sheet. You and I couldn't do that in business. Now, if you add in, think about this. If you add in the mega banks, J.P. Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, and Morgan Stanley, remember, these are the stocks that have to go up to move the stock market up. You take all their derivatives. They have a staggering $231 trillion in liabilities with against that, of assets about, about 12 trillion. They have assets of 12 trillion against liabilities 231, but they should be bankrupt. Of course, but see, they kicked the can down the road, just like Obama kicked the other can down the road. He kicked the HAMP can down the road. He kicked the resets down the road. He never fixed the defaults. He just patched them. So these banks are in real trouble. So that's why what you're seeing with this market, why you don't see this market collapse, because they're trying to hold the market up, because on top of these banks, these derivatives, which, by the way, it was Larry Summers who decided to do these derivatives. That's his mess with Dodd-Frank. When you got this derivative mess hanging over you, and you got the pension, you got 10 million people with pensions the government is on the hook for. They can't let the stock market drop, because it's the stock market price that's holding up the derivatives and holding up the derivatives and the pension funds. So Trump, he's thinking he can fix all these problems. He thinks he can fix it. He's not going to be able to fix it by just cutting rates from 35% to 15%. It's not going to happen. He's got to slash expenses at the same time he does that. If he's going to cut the rates, he's got to say, I'm going to cut your rate from 35 to 15%. He's going to sit down with that criminal, Jamie Dimon, the rest of the criminals, the rest of the bankers, say, but you got to sign an agreement right here. If I don't see your money going in to create jobs, to raise wages, so we get consumption, so we can start growing our economy faster than our debt, then you're going to have to pay 50%. See, here's the problem. He can't grow the economy faster than our debt. It's impossible without slashing expenses. It's too far gone. Do you realize to go from 1.8% to 3.5%, what that's like? That's Hercules. That's a Hercules act. You got to cut somewhere. So I think that's a mistake. His advisors are advising him wrong. So what am I going to do? I just want to make sure myself personally and my gang members, we don't care what happens. If he fails and the market goes down, we're going to benefit, because as the market crashes, we're going to be on the right side. And you just follow me, do exactly what I do with my exchange-traded funds. The three of them. Do it. I buy more, you buy more. If I sell short more, you sell short more. Do exactly what I do. Or if they're going to take and prop the market up, we'll make money going the other way. Either way, we're going to be fine. Call now, 877-600-GANG, and join my gang. And you don't have to worry about any of this crap.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.